Goofy for a Day is a really brilliant episode of Disney's House of Mouse. This is the second episode of the second season of House of Mouse. And as I've mentioned before, I'm not generally the biggest fan of Goofy. He's certainly not my favourite of the Sensational Six. However, I thought he was brilliant in this episode because Max, his son, is actually working parking cars at the House of Mouse. And Max says that Goofy has a really easy job being a waiter. He just takes people's orders, collects the order, and gives it to them. So Goofy says, go on then. If you think it's that easy, you do this. And Max accepts the challenge, and Max becomes a waiter for the day, and very quickly learns that actually it's not as easy as it looks. And I think this was great for two reasons. One, it suggested that Goofy actually had skill, because Goofy's never really seen as being skillful or that talented with anything. But here we get to see that he is actually very good at what is actually not a very easy job. And obviously, above all, it's saying that anybody who is a waiter actually has quite a difficult job. And it isn't straightforward. And I don't envy anybody who has that job because I would definitely mess up all of the orders and drop all of the plates all of the time. So I thought there were quite a few really lovely messages in this. Goofy's performance, of course, was brilliant, and he sings a version of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and it's brilliant. The lyrics for it are fantastic. It's one of my favourite songs of all time, so I really thoroughly enjoyed that. And the penguins, of course, from Mary Poppins, were heavily involved in this. Really thoroughly enjoyed Goofy for a Day as an episode. With regards to the different segments that were in this one, some were okay, some were better than others. How to Be a Waiter is definitely very interesting. It's one of the Goofy how-tos, but it's not quite what it seems, and I'll discuss that in a separate video. Minnie's Maestro Minnie Hungarian dance number 6, or Brahms Hungarian dance, but Hungarian Rhapsody number 6, is brief and not very interesting. I'm not a big fan of the Maestro Mini shorts because I feel like they're okay. They've got their moments, but for me, they're not as interesting as they could be. And the third segment is Donald's dinner date, where he goes on a date with Daisy, and Daisy says that he absolutely must not lose his temper. And Goofy, as his waiter, winds Donald up a lot. Will Donald lose his temper? Again, I will discuss that one in a separate video. But I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought this was a really strong episode with obviously great messages in it, really fun, really thoroughly adored the use of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Goofy for a Day is definitely a brilliant episode and one that's certainly worth watching.